Guys, we are like late, like all the time.
Thank you everyone in the comments, giving us the elbow cough. Thanks to all the text messages saying we're the
Yes.
Appreciate you guys for rocking with us and being on time. Trust me, we value your time, but we always want to make sure we have the least amount of technical issues, if any at all. So we apologize for here. What's up, Nate?
What up, mate? What's going on? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to another episode. Cheers.
Okay, hold on. Cheers. I have a Mood Lashes cup, and I'm not even drinking from it.
It's okay. It's okay.
God
All right, you
damn it.
guys. Me, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing good. It's been a long week for me, but you know what? I'm back. I feel good. I feel refreshed. I am feeling myself.
Very good. Let's hear. What's up, Luke? What's up, Racine? What's up, Tamika? I see you guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, guys.
If you're just joining our Nyce Kicks, we do this every Thursday, 8 p.m. or 5 p.m. Pacific. Tonight, we are talking about the sex languages and the importance of sex and relationships. So thank you for being here. This is probably our first episode on sex that we've ever posted and ever had live.
You know what? That is so true. This is literally the first episode that we are live posting, and it's not going nowhere.
Right.
Because every episode prior, and if you guys have ever watched our episodes before on Nyce Kicks, when we've talked about any sexual stuff, they've been very crazy. And we've had to delete them.
After a few tequilas and a little too much Hennessy. But we're excited to have this episode. We're excited to have you guys here. And if you're a Nyce kicker, you've been rocking with us for a minute, you know, we always kick off with current events. So first current event, I'll kick it off. We have two this week because we want to dive right in and make sure you guys are entertained with this shit. But states are reopening. So we are like literally on my calendar, like 2 days. Yeah, 2 days away from May officially, which is insane that we're like almost at the 5th month of the year.
Crazy.
Flying.
Yes.
And basically, like now, I'm starting to see a lot of posts about states reopening. I think I saw like Massachusetts is plan to fully reopen in August with like no restrictions.
Yep.
So it makes you wonder, and I know like both of us had COVID. We went through our moments of being sick, but like for me, it's almost one of those things where there's so much information and I'm still kind of sort of a non-believer, even though I was in the moment of being sick and like quote unquote having COVID. I'm just like,
right.
Now we just put the lights on and say everything's good at a certain, like, I don't know. I might sound crazy, but I know the vaccinations are out, people are getting vaccinated, to each his own with that. But, you know, it's just like how, like, I still think back to how could we go to the grocery store, go to Walmart, you know, eat outdoors. It doesn't exist outdoors. It doesn't exist after midnight. Like, it's so many things. But on the flip side, that shit's going to start to open up because, like, again, people dealing with depression, people dealing with financial crisis. Like, there's so much that has happened in the past year and 4 months that, like, or a year, because it started in March, so a year, months, that it's time for this shit to just be over. And I don't know about you, me, but we wear makeup, and I am tired of having lipstick on my nose, my chin. Like, I just want to be free.
Me too. I want to be free from the damn mask. Like 100%, because the makeup thing for me is huge. Like, I wear it all day at work, and then all up here is all oily and under my eye because all the moisture from my breath. Like, it's a lot. And then the lipstick, I can't show off my colors. You know, I love different color lips. It's rough. Like, it's rough. So in Massachusetts, they are doing fully back in August. Everything's opening. As of tomorrow, which is the 30th, anyone who is fully vaccinated can be outside with no mask on. But it makes me nervous because I'm like, what if that person's not vaccinated? I don't know. I don't know.
That's great, because to me, like, I feel two sides about it. It's like, okay, so what am I supposed to carry that identification card around? So first of all, I need to know who's making some so we can get together. But like, I gotta carry this vaccination card around, and it's almost one of those things where it's that's your personal business. I feel like, in a sense, it's like getting tested for an STD or getting an AIDS test.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I just feel weird about that whole aspect. And also, people already look at you crazy when you're outside without a mask on. Like, say you're walking to your car from the grocery store, or what so have you. People look at you crazy. So imagine how people are going to be when we're outside with no mask. I don't know.
It's going to be very interesting to see, because people will be walking around here tomorrow with no mask on that are vaccinated. And I know a lot of people that are vaccinated, including family, friends, like a lot of people. So I did talk to someone today, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll do it. Like, I'm coming out to LA in June, and they were like, "You gonna be fully vaccinated by the time you go out there? Like, you'll be fine." And I'm like, okay. But I'm just like, another part of me feel like y'all that are vaccinated gonna turn into zombies. And then it's gonna be some real Walking Dead shit out here, and I'm gonna have to get my shoot in the head game on. Like, I don't know. It makes me nervous.
Yeah,
nervous.
I just feel like, just like with the flu vaccine, I never had the flu vaccine, but I just feel like, why put something in my body that's not in there, right? Again, granted, I had COVID or whatever you want to call it. I have like the antibodies, unless they expired, because they expired after 3 months. I don't fucking know. But I just don't think something like that should be mandatory. I feel really like whatever about it. But so if I go outside tomorrow with no mask, what happens? Do I get arrested if I don't have this card? Like, I don't understand.
In Massachusetts, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't dive into it as much as that. I just read it and I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
But what if I'm outside and I got no mask on and I'm not vaccinated? But I know I need to be personally responsible for myself and those around me. So I get it. I will not be doing that. So I'm going to put the PSA out there now. I'm not going to do that. If you do see me out without a mask, that means I did have my vaccination.
Don't come for Lisa.
Right. But I don't know.
Yeah. And Mass Dawn 23 said pumps US with money. August, they're coming to get back. So
say August.
August is when, I guess, Mass completely goes without any restrictions for.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Cool. What else we got?
Oh God. So there is I'm a huge Kanye fan. Anybody who knows me well knows that. And the passing of DMX, rest in peace, DMX. Kanye did a shirt collaboration with Balenciaga, and all the money was going to support DMX's family. The shirt, I like the shirt. It has DMX on it. It has his year of birth, and then his date of birth, and then his date of death on the other arm. So it's dope. It looks good. You know how them stores, they be having all types of shirt. It looks like something like that, but I think obviously the names go hand in hand. So the shirt is $200 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
They sold out within an hour, 24 hours of releasing it, and have already made $1 million of revenue that went to DMX's family. So I thought that was great. He also they did the funeral for DMX live. They streamed it, and he also led like the church choir and all of that for him. So I'm happy to see that he is giving back and doing things for his peers in the community now, especially with everything going on with him and his divorce.
Right. That's dope. Yeah, shouts out to Kanye. That's cool. Little Gemini moment. And there's another brand, and the guy who has the brand is from Boston. I hope I don't butcher it, but Boulevard 86, I believe it is. And I feel like I saw that he did a picture for you. So if you want to support within the community, definitely hit up Boulevard. I believe it's BLVD86 on Instagram.
Yes, yeah.
So, shout outs to them. That was a dope thing. And like Racine said, DMX, whole life. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, I already put it.
Yeah, my phone's everything's smaller.
Is it? That's so funny. I was like, what's that?
Yeah, rest in peace, DMX. And shout out to everybody watching. It's been a while. Like, Lisa and I can see like the little eyeballs. I don't know if you guys watching can see. And it's been a while since we've had our numbers on YouTube because we were on Instagram live for so long. We know people don't get notifications. So if you're watching now or you just tuned in, make sure you hit the little bell icon so you get the notifications when we go live every day. I know life is happening. Things are going to start opening up. People will be outside. And it's easy to forget. The great thing and the blessing is you can always come back and watch our episode at any point. So if you're just tuning in from anywhere around the world, welcome to Nyce Kicks. And let's get into it.
Yes.
For everybody who wants to know, how do I like it? Clearly, that's what I feel like this episode is about.
It is not about that. It's about sex language. Well, yeah, maybe a little bit. So we're talking about sex languages, y'all. I'm very excited because anytime we talk about sex on Nyce Kicks, it gets me going. I love sex. So we are talking about love languages with sex. So I want to start with there's a quiz.
Yeah.
That I found, and it's about your sexual personality. And guys, we can post the link in our comments below after the show so you can take the quiz. But I did send it to a couple of people, and I was like, let me see, where you're at, what is it? And it was kind of funny, all the conversations that happened. So I sent it to you as well. There were quite a few people that I know that got the same result that you did, which was funny. Nobody yet has got the same result that I did. I'm the only one so far that I know that has gotten that result.
So you all the categories, right?
Yes, we are.
All the categories possible, like the results of the categories, or only the ones that we got as a result?
I don't know the categories. I only know there was 3 separate ones that were given. So I got one, someone else got a totally different one, and then you and like 4 other people got the same one.
Okay, so what was yours?
So mine was freak.
Of course. Episode done. We're finished. Nyce Kicks is over. Concludes the episode for today.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Why did they do that? But you know what? It's funny because I feel like, yeah, that's my personality, like my sex personality. But I also feel like some of the things that is said in there was not true. It was basically like, I don't care for connection, anything. I just want sex and I'm addicted. And that's not necessarily true. And I know I answered that one. I'm okay with both.
Right.
Connection and chemistry. So I don't know what I answered to get that. I mean, I was very honest, but I don't know. But I'm the only one that got that.
Yeah. Well, we know these quizzes, like they ask certain questions to kind of like pigeonhole you a certain direction. So based on the questions that they asked, and if anybody wants the quiz, we'll post it in the description box below. But based on the questions they asked, like the description, after I answered mine, the description, most of it was like exact to the question they asked. So I'm like, duh, that would be the answer. So for me, mine came out sporty, open-minded, uninhibited, nicely groomed. You'll be a great and very satisfying sexual life if you find a sporty like person. Basically, like both chemistry and connection is important to me. So I do agree, both chemistry and connection is super important. And we had an episode on Nyce Kicks that was chemistry versus compatibility. And I become more open with someone that I have a connection to, that like there's chemistry there, but the connection has to be there too. It has to be mental stimulation in order for that even happen. And nicely groomed, yes, because I'd be like, no, I'm not waxed. No, this is not happening. Let me get the fuck out.
Yo, that is so true for you. Let me the fuck out. No, I do not have my socks today. No, like I can see you.
Listen,
meanwhile, I'm like,
hey, me, you'll be proud of me. I got a massage yesterday, but I was like, don't worry about the feet. I have massage. And they were like, well, that's the main part of the massage. Like, what's wrong with you?
That's so good, me. Yes.
And yet, to the masseuse, we got to figure it out. Lou said, I care for connection without that. The sex would be good. 100% agree.
I agree too. Yeah, I agree. And mine was, it's not just sex for you. It's an addiction. I mean, that's rough. Your desires and cravings will never quite be satisfied, and you might even find yourself in trouble. Connection doesn't matter. You're a creature of lust.
Very good.
So I feel like a part of that is I'm in it for the nut Does that make sense? So maybe that whole piece where like it's an addiction, it could be just sex. Like I can go either way. It could be just sex or
Right.
it can be the connection. But I definitely, as a Libra, love connection and chemistry. And I think that it enhances sex. But
Right.
I also think that it's not necessary.
Right. And that's the thing I was thinking of too when you were saying it. It's like women for the most part require like an emotional or spiritual connection. And because you have sort of that male mentality in a sense, you may not require that as much for the actual act to take place.
That's true, yeah.
So I could see where it goes along those lines. Whereas for me, I don't have really that mentality too much. Like, so emotional, spiritual connection has to take place. And then leading into like the different types of sex languages, which we're going to go over, you know,
Yes.
like certain things are very important in terms of how someone is treating me in the situation in order for it to be a great connection. Like, don't get me wrong, I could take somebody down and could care less about them tomorrow, but the actual act in that moment may not be the best self forward. Like, it may not be a situation where you're like, oh yeah, that was awesome. Or it could be, yeah, that was awesome because it's new or whatever the case may be. You could just move on from it. You don't need to know their language. And sometimes when you don't know, it's fun. But I can see that with your. So in terms of like the importance of, and make sure guys, like, thank you for the comments.
We love it. We love it.
Any questions? That's the big part of Nyce Kicks. How important, and I know your answer, but I'm obviously saying this for the audience, but how important is sex in a relationship for you on two spectrums, like dating wise, and then like dating, like going out, boyfriend, girlfriend, and then in a marriage?
I would say it's extremely important. For me personally, it's just as important as communication in a relationship. You know, I can't see myself with someone years and years and years and years down the line and like they don't have sex anymore. Like I can't see that. Like it's super duper important for me. And there's times when you're in a marriage or a long-term relationship or whatever where you know the sex isn't going to be all the time, but I think that's where you know toys and stuff come in too, and that can play a part. It can't take over, but that can play a part for someone like me that has to have that release. It's almost like, you know, I always talk about it. It releases serotonin in your brain and it gives you that like happy juice, that happy thing. And I think that's a lot of what I get from it.
Right. You need it to be happy.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's very important, like you said, in terms of it seeming as important as communication. For me, I think it's even more important to make sure like you have the dialogue and you have the conversation about expectations in a sense of you understand where both parties are, right? So it's very different if you're in a situation where you're dating somebody or like it's your girlfriend, it's your boyfriend, versus being in a marriage, because marriage is, as they say, death do us part. Like it's something like you're stuck, you're committed. That's why I often find it hard to believe when people get married before they even have sex. Because I'm like, you don't even know what you're marrying into that part of it. So
I know. I don't understand that either. I'm saving myself for marriage. But why? Yeah, I don't know. To each his own. But I feel you, and I don't understand that either. Or they've only been with one partner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you don't know what else is out there.
Right. And two, I think there's really a difference behind having sex with someone just as a moment of being able to have sex versus having an intimate relationship with someone and having sex with them for intimacy versus just sex, because intimacy fuels sexuality. So
absolutely,
you know, more sexual as a person. So you don't need to have that experience with everyone that you sleep with, in my opinion. Because you can just go have intercourse with somebody and that be it. But you want to be intimate with that person who's special, you know, that person that you connect with on a level. So in that case, it's super important to like understand how that person operates and what their love language is, so that you don't get confused in the bedroom. So if you haven't watched the episode on love languages that we did on Nice Kicks, love languages is all about understanding your partner in terms of communication style and in terms of feeling appreciated, you know, what they like, so that you can, you know, better navigate your relationship. So when it comes to sex languages, it's very similar. It's understanding how your partner likes to be pleased, or how they understand intimacy in the bedroom, so that you can become your full self with them, and they can also be their full selves with you. Because if you don't understand what your partner likes or what they prefer, you could end up in situations where you like the bully, right? So what I mean by that is, if you're someone who's like love language, or excuse me, sex language is fun, and you always like to make things fun in the bedroom, but your partner might be someone who is a little bit more patient and reserved, they may feel bullied if you're like, well, you're no fun. Like, you don't like to do it in the bedroom, but you don't even understand their language. So you're just going based off of your own personal understanding of what the bedroom should look like. And that will create a break, because that person more than likely is not going to open up or feel comfortable even trying to do something sexually. I don't think you're going to grab a toy and go right into it with them. It's not going to happen. So
don't think you're going to grab a toy. Don't think you're going to grab another person.
Oh, definitely not another person, right?
Any of that. So Racine says, trial and error. Gotta play the field to know what you like. I agree. And sex is a part of life. It's a natural thing. You know, we've talked about this several times on Nice Kicks, and we talk about this in our circles and communities and all of that, that there's the stigma with women that women just can't go and have sex and enjoy sex with multiple people, which is so yeah, you know, you definitely got to you definitely got to play the field to know what you like, because it's understanding your body, and you got to understand somebody's mind and their soul. But think of like the quote, you got to understand my mind, my body, and my soul. So you have to understand that piece of that as well. Just as experience is helpful for relationships, absolutely, because you're both coming into it where you know what you like. And I think when you have more experience, you're able to communicate that better with your partner, because you both have had the experience of telling your story of, I don't like this, I like this, those type of things. And is it mean to break up with someone because they suck in bed? That's a loaded question.
I don't think it's mean. I do think it depends on what conversations happen and what the relationship looks like between the two people. Like, if it's just someone you're dating and you don't really care that much about, and they just suck in bed, and you're like, whatever, move on to the next person, then like, yeah, sure, whatever, go sleep.
Right.
Whatever, however you want to deal with it. But if it's someone that you're in a relationship with, obviously somebody that you care about, you know, it's just like going back to thinking about red flags. If someone presents a red flag to you, you don't just cut them off because you see a red flag. You want to give them a change and fix. I think a lot of times people don't talk about how they feel in the bedroom. They're not open with expressing that, myself included, you know, depending on the person that you're with. So you have to be able to have the hard conversations in the bedroom in order to understand, like, is this person just going to suck every time we fuck? Or is this person, or have sex, intimacy, whatever you want to call it, or is this person just someone who just doesn't know what they're doing? And like, that's another situation. But I think if it's someone you really care about, you can have a conversation. Like, there's a lot to be learned from that, and they can help navigate you in the direction of what they like, and also understanding what you like, and open up. And sometimes the sucking part comes from many different things. Like, guys get nervous, so like they could suck because they're nervous, or whatever the case may be. You know, women and men both have traumas that they've dealt with in the past, so they're afraid to be a certain person in the bedroom or act certain ways. You know, a lot plays into that. So I would say, to answer it long and short, it's not mean. It's just, you got to know and understand your relationship with that person.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think too, a lot of times, and I've heard this from people before, where they think, or they've said, sex isn't everything. So for some people, it's not in the forefront. So it's like, it's a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, we getting it out, but they want other things, and they, in their relationship, where that for them may not be a big importance for them.
Right.
So it's like you just suck it up and you deal with it. Like, do I want to start over? Do I want to do this? I've been with this person for so long. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
So if that's not where you're at, then that's fine. But I mean, we have Elsa says it's not mean at all. Alex says not at all. So
Right.
there's a lot of my sex followers on here.
Right. Unfortunately, like I've dealt with someone who was not as expected. And I not say he sucked, but he wasn't as expected in the bedroom. And I dealt with it and went back because of convenience, as awful as that sounds.
Yo, I've
but like it's a real thing. So again, this is someone that I don't really have a connection on that level. So for me to just like whatever about the situation and let it go when it was, it ran its course. But yeah, I don't think it's how you handle it.
No. Yes, I agree. So do you think, and we talked about love languages. Is your love language the same as your sex language?
Well, we should probably go through.
I was just about to say that. I'm like, actually, let's go through everybody. Yes.
So it makes sense. And then like how we relate them, because I think oh no, mine is quality time. I'm like, what is my love language? So love language, quality time, gifts, words of affirmation, acts of service, and then physical touch. Yeah. So like my highest love language is quality time. Like I love quality time. And then I think my second was gifts, if I remember correctly. And in terms of sex language, there wasn't a quiz to take to rate them, so I'm not sure, but the different ones are, one is fun, which is the person's pleasure is accentuated when you mix fun with sex. The second is desire, so this person's sexuality is they feel pursued and wanted. The other is pleasure, and basically the sex language of pleasure is they want to learn to please you. So there's someone who wants to please their partner. Then there's patience as a fourth love language, which is slow it down, take your time. And a lot of times there are some of the mantras of patience for this love language. So things that you could say and do. And then the acceptance and celebration. And I'm reading that so I don't jack it up. But the person who has an acceptance / celebration sex language wants to know you and accept and celebrate all who they are. So like you literally during every stage you appreciate the person that they are. So if I was to like just rate myself based on the 5 different sex languages and not have an actual quiz to take, I would definitely say like my number one is probably desire. Like I'm where I want to feel like you want me, right?
Yes.
Like you to
I'm like, yes.
You are my best friend.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
My quiz for me. Say it with my chest. They love you. They love you planning their sexual time and encounter. Their pleasure is you really want sexually. So that's the person whose love language is desire. And that's probably the one that fits me the most and would be the highest. And then like acceptance and celebration. So like knowing that this person is really into me through and through would make me feel like I can relate to that person in the bedroom and I would open up more. Like I also, we talked about this on Nyce, because I dealt with past trauma and being very close to being fully penetrated in a molestation situation. So it's hard for me to kind of like really open up in that aspect just naturally. Like it doesn't just happen that way. I have to be connected to the person. I have to feel like they want me and they're pursuing me. Like that would probably be my top.
Yeah. Mine is definitely desire, because I want the same thing. I want somebody to completely desire me and be like in awe. Like that's what I would say is my top. And my second would probably be fun, because I can laugh.
Move! That's when
I can laugh.
It comes in.
I love the freaking like the spontaneity. If I'm not saying that right. Spontaneity. Here I go messing up the words again. Every episode I be jacking up these words.
We didn't go to that school.
No, sure didn't. That one. I like to be spontaneous. So, I'm okay with like various locations. sneaking off somewhere, like, come on, let's do it here, like, let's go here, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, so I love the fun part and being able to laugh, like, oh shoot, haha, you got it in the wrong hole, like something like that. You know what I mean? Like, no, not that one. Like, oh, snap, this nut got in my eye. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, fun shit. Like, it's funny. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with the fun. So I would say desire and fun. So desire me and let's fucking have fun.
Desire me, have fun. Like, make me feel wanted and then fucking call me a cow.
The role play, everything. Like, I love my wig, so let's switch it up. I could be fucking Sri Lanka today, whoever.
And they leave y'all language too. Thanks to Racine for being transparent and putting her language up. So again,
yes.
So it's fun, desire, pleasure, patience, acceptance, and celebration go into one category altogether. And so, like you were asking in terms of the love language and the sex language being aligned, like, are they the same? So quality time being the love language, there's ways like in the bedroom to make sure you can fulfill that kind of you can feel that sex language with your person.
Mm-hmm.
My train of thought for a second because I was thinking of a situation, but
basically making the eye contact,
being present in the moment, like really making sure that that person knows that you're there during an intimate moment, and enjoy present, right? Not just pretend that you're there, but enjoy it.
Would you rather make love or would you rather it be wild? Because you like quality time. Quality time, a lot of it is like taking it slow down.
Yeah, it depends on the circumstance, but I probably would say I'm more than likely to walk away from a situation that had time involved, that felt very intimate, that felt very connected.
You want to do the slow wine, not the dirty wine.
If I would ever post these episodes. Yeah, so slow wine, don't ram and jam, and then like that's it. Don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a place where I might feel like I'll sneak off and go to the bathroom too. I can have a little fun, but like more often than not, I want to walk away from that feeling like it was a moment. It mattered, and that want me again tomorrow, or maybe in the morning, like one of those situations.
Slow wine, yes. I mean, I could go for the slow wine too, but I like a dirty wine. I'm gonna do a dirty wine. Mine, you know what's so crazy is I remember my love language. I feel like it was a mix of words of affirmation and quality time.
Maybe.
I don't remember.
And I would take your gifts being up there.
You know what? And I would say receiving gifts is great. But I don't know if that's necessarily for me. I mean, I'm the one that gives gifts. So for me, for someone who is that's their love language and they love that, they're great to have me as a partner. What? I give gifts.
Says the one that's like, where's my bracelet? You ain't give me no bracelet. That ain't for me. Where's my gift? Oh, that's not mine? Come on now.
Yeah, but that's not my love language.
Like, sounds like it.
That's my only child syndrome. That's two different things. Okay.
Okay. I'm like, hold on. Where's Alex in this moment? Because
don't even bring up Alex, because Alex brought me a box the other day, and I was like, okay, it's a Fendi box. I opened it up. It was literally a box.
Funny. He got you back.
Yes. So we'll talk about that another time. But yes, Alex, shout out to you in my Fendi box. I'm gonna put some pens or something in there. I'll make do with it. But I was very grateful after the fact, after he cussed me out. But in the bedroom, receiving gifts, I think is great for me, because in the bedroom, not in the sense of the actual gift, like nothing tangible. Like, I don't care if you give me a sex toy or book or whatever, but it's more about the oral sex is a gift.
Okay.
So for that, I like that.
No, I would take you more as a word of affirmation, but that's okay.
No, I think that's my top. Yeah, that's my top for me, is the words of affirmation. And that is more of like talking dirty, in the bedroom. That's a good way to spice it up. Admiring me. So that goes back to the desire part. So the words affirmation, like calling my name, shit like that.
Right. Yeah.
You're affirming in the bedroom that I'm doing a good job.
Yes.
And
I feel like that's relevant for almost anyone in a sense. Like anyone who like cares, I feel like that would be relevant. More so for someone who is the pleasure love language. I mean sex language.
yeah,
Because they're all about pleasing the other person. So if they're not getting those words of affirmation in the bedroom, I could find that person would feel like they're not completely satisfied.
right.
So I think that.
And we talked about that. Like, if you're not moaning and groaning, then I feel like, okay, what's going on? I hate that too. And that was part of our mistakes in the bedroom. Our Clubhouse episode we had a while back. And it was like, I felt like that was a mistake in the bedroom. Like, you got to be making some kind of noises. And I posted something a while ago, a couple weeks ago. And it was like, let's do these guys like they do us. You know what I'm saying? Don't moan if it don't feel good. Just go and whisper on the side of the ear and be like, boo. Like, boo the hell out of them.
As hell. Funny. But yeah, and I don't know. I mean, if there are any guys watching, feel free to comment because we are not a male bashing show. We don't do that. But
no,
for honesty, like that for a woman could feel very fucked up, right? Because you feel like you don't know what's happening. So if you are a silent person in the bedroom, like have that conversation with your partner, because y'all need to be on the same page.
Yes.
And maybe you need to work on having moments of affirmation or whatever the case may be, but that person needs to understand like your position and what you play, and like you have to work together, because that does feel a little awkward. And sometimes I'm like, how does it not, when like coming is such an out of body experience sometimes, that it's like, how could you not fucking say anything? Like, how could you be silent? Fountain situation happening, and you are saying nothing.
Nothing is not good. Yeah.
I'm like,
so shout out to Dr. Dapper on here. Excuse me. He says, same for men. Let me hear something. Okay. And I think that's a good point. As you said, any men line, definitely chime in, because I think that's a good point. We don't really think about that from your perspective. If she ain't into it, then the mood is dead. And Racine says vocal is key. So, yeah, that's good to know, because sometimes I think women naturally just go into the moaning, just like, you just naturally go into it, and it may not always be as authentic.
Mm-hmm.
But ladies, let me tell you, if it's not right and you ain't feeling it, don't fucking moan. Like, you need to be like, get off me, or you're not hitting it right, or something. Like, you got to communicate.
Yeah. And like, so this again, for that point, same for men, let me hear something. Is it more so hearing like moaning? Because I know for me, sometimes the moaning is fine coming from a guy. Like I can understand what's happening. Or is it more like the talking to, like having those actual words of affirmation happening where you feel, okay, now you're connecting. She's saying to you, like, that's where it is. That's the spot. Go, daddy, go. I don't know what they say now.
Go, daddy, go.
The sayings. Keep me out of it.
Go, daddy, go.
So Dak said, I'm the pleasing type. So he's under the sex language of pleasure. Thank you for your transparency.
Yes.
Alive. So again, that's someone who wants to learn how to please. They want to experiment at what makes that sexual act the best situation for the other person. Not so much. It's not so much about them. They're exploring, and they're trying to figure out what they need to do to take it to the next level with the person that they're with. So that's a great love language in a sense, because you're making sure that the other person is satisfied. But it can also be a tricky love language, right? Or sex language, I should say, because it may leave you to a point where you're so focused on the other person that you don't focus enough on what you want and what you like, what you need. So understanding if you're in a relationship, this is even more of a reason to understand the two sex languages. Like yours is pleasure, what's your partner's sex language, so that you all are both meeting on the same page and you're being taken care of just as much as the other person taken care of. And that's for men or women, because there are a lot of people who are pleasers, but I think more often than not, it comes from men because that stigma of like the dick was whack, whatever the case may be. Not that a girl can't be whack, but you get my point.
Right. Exactly. Do men like the
That's like, don't talk, just
just moan, no talking? Yeah, too much. I don't like talking like that either, bro. Like,
baby, let me whisper in your ear.
No, I don't want to whisper in my ear all the time. I don't like it. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't want it. I don't like it. I'd rather the moaning, like, okay, or if you're gonna talk, you gotta say something like, oh, this pussy good. Something like, don't be like talking for real. Like, I don't know. I'm not into that either.
I'm dying for you to do an example. Go right ahead and turn this shit up, because it's, you so want to, so fucking bad. I feel it. Like, you're like thinking about it. Like, do I want to go there? Do I not want to go there? Be you, Lisa?
I'm like,
I feel like that's how we got to move on the Bedroom Secrets episode. So don't you worry. Don't worry, darling.
Girl, I know. But do men like to hear yeah, this is your pussy or whatever? Like, does that like turn you the fuck on?
I don't know.
I'm curious. Like, do they like to hear that? And do you really believe that shit? Like, that's another question. Like, do you believe, like, yeah, this is my pussy? Because I'm telling you, like, yeah, this your pussy. Fuck this pussy up. Fuck your pussy up. This is a very rated R shit right now.
I will have to code it as rated R.
No, this gotta be NC-17.
Yeah, I mean, we need answers to that, because that's a
okay. As a woman, are you like, if they're like, yeah, take your dick, this your dick? I mean, do niggas do that shit? I've had somebody do that to me.
I log off. Dapper, I look out of play. This is not the episode for me. But okay, so here we go. Boom. Yo, you gotta love Dapper. He's super supportive. It comes through on making sure the comments are happening so we can keep this shit going. If she's only fucking you, then yeah.
Okay, so guys like that. But you don't know if you're only fucking you, bro.
So does it work the same way for the guys in that sense? And like, ladies, if you're on comment, so if he's telling you this is your dick, but he's fucking other people, how does that work? Are we still on the same wavelength? Because that's a double standard.
Yeah, because you can't be fucking and then he be like, yeah, take this dick. This your dick. And you're like, nah, nigga, no, it's not. But okay. Like, that's some shit I would say. Like, nigga, stop lying. Like, just shut the fuck up.
Like, in the moment, you're gonna say, stop lying?
Yeah.
Wow.
That turns into the fun thing. Like, ha, kiki, ha.
Gotcha. Interesting. That's very interesting, though. Because, that's a big
But
thing.
I haven't had that often. I have had that with someone before. And it was, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but it was a little weird.
Weird that they said it? Or
I think it's more common for women to say that. Like, oh, this your pussy, da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like, fuck your pussy up. But when it's a man, it is a little weird. Like, yeah, bitch, this your dick.
Right. Okay. And so that said, Lisa, just enjoy the moment. So there's a double standard. Because, like,
what do you mean? If he's saying
he's saying for you, if a guy says that, just enjoy the moment. But there's a double standard, because he just said if a woman says it, it needs to be the only person that they're fucking in order for them to like.
Yeah, no, yeah, it is. That is a double standard. I feel like it too.
But there's a lot of shit that's double standard when it comes to men and women, sexual activity and engaging in sex, and what we do with our bodies and what they do with theirs. So very understood. Which brings us to another point. Statistically,
very historically, you change your words up.
Yeah. because it's not historic. But statistically, religious women have the highest quality of sex and intimacy because they engage on a spiritual and emotional level in relationships.
Say that one more time. So statistically, women have more sex.
Religious women have a higher quality of sex and intimacy because they engage on a spiritual and emotional level.
Yeah, because you're like, oh God, damn, like God, Jesus, yes.
Why?
This dick is great. Yeah, hell yeah. I be calling on Jesus, Lord. You know what time it is.
That's not why. But I found that quite because I'm like, you know how people make the joke of like the church girl be the
hoe,
be the one.
The church girls be the hoe. They be the nasty, freaky ones.
Yeah, because they're connecting on a different level.
So they are acts of service because they are pleasing and praising God, and that's what He says in life.
I can't even take you seriously right now for one moment.
So they like acts. They are for their community. So acts of service. Go ahead, church girls. Let the church say amen.
I can't even handle you.
I call on Him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely call on Him, and they're like, "Oh Lord Jesus, yes, this dick got me right."
I'm like the awkward parent in the room with their child doing something. I don't know. Okay, but what else we got? Because you're stressing me out slightly.
I'm stressing you out
just a little bit.
All right, let's talk about positions. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, guys, yes, there is love language, sex language, and there's also positions, which is so great.
Like
positions
tied to language?
Huh?
Positions tied to the specific sex language?
Yes. So specific ones. Like there's positions all over the place. But there's specific ones for your love language. So for your sex language. So for someone whose words of affirmation, which is me, their chairman is a position. I didn't really know what the chairman was until I like dug into it. So the chairman is where you sit on the edge of the bed and you sit on top facing, huh?
Like hitting you up right now, like what you doing after this live?
Oh, Jesus Lord.
I'm a little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
No. I might no.
Sorry.
So you sit up facing away from them. Okay, so you drape the legs over.
Say it over. I'm gonna
Yeah, you got the chair, so you demonstrate.
All right. Say it over.
All right, so your partner sits on the edge of the bed. So yep. And you sit on top facing away from, so you're on top facing this way. Exactly. You drape their legs over there, so you flip your legs.
Their legs. My legs.
Yes.
My legs.
Your legs go over theirs.
Okay, I have a dress on, so I'll do this. These are my legs.
And then you put your feet on the bed. So you have to elevate.
Okay.
So that's basically how you do it. And then what that happens is the person whispers in your ear. Their mouth is right next to your ear. So they can talk dirty to you and be like, yeah, bitch, take this dick. Like, or whatever.
Or is it affirmation person?
Yes.
Okay.
Got it. Acts of service is Lotus. You're an acts of service person. That's fine.
No, I don't necessarily care about people helping me with shit.
Okay. So
like in that way, like not that I don't care. I shouldn't say that, but for me, it's not like I feel appreciated if someone's like, "Oh, let me help you take the trash out."
Okay.
Nah.
Well, the position is Lotus, so I'm gonna need you to get that.
All right.
All right. So the penetrating partner should sit with their legs crisscross applesauce.
What the fuck is a crisscross applesauce?
You never in kindergarten They be like, crisscross applesauce. You gotta sit on the rug.
No.
Maybe because I have kids now.
Like style?
Yes, that's crisscross applesauce.
Press on. Y'all, this is like a visual representation of sex talk with nice kicks. Okay.
Well, the other way, but yes.
So I'm facing the other way.
No, you're facing that way, but it's like a yoga pose. Like you sit with your crisscross applesauce.
All right, keep going.
Okay.
I'll practice.
Okay, so you sit on top. So then the person sits on top and your legs are wrapped around the waist. So now someone would come and sit on you and put their legs around. Yes, exactly.
Okay. So
So
this
from
is, so the person is underneath, right?
Yeah, so from there
is the penetrating person.
You're the penetrating person sitting
as the applesauce, and then the other person, like the chick, comes and she sits crisscross on top.
Exactly.
Okay, I can see the flower.
Yes. See, lotus.
Is that why
lotus flower bomb?
Okay, got it. All right.
That's true or not, but I'm just going with it.
All right, got that.
But you have to go, you develop a slow grinding motion and you have sweet kisses and heated stares while the penetrative partner thrusts into you. Ooh, I love those type of adjectives. So the partner can the partner says, you know, let me do that for you, because they're taking the reins. Okay. You can switch off as well with each other. So that's where the acts of service comes in.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Really, that one can, yeah. All right. Next.
My next one is my favorite one. This is why I said in sex language is gifts, receiving gifts. Because the position is 69.
Yep.
So it's not about materialism, right? It's about a heartfelt symbol centered on thoughtfulness and effort. Because it takes a lot of effort when you're 69 with somebody. Because you're trying to mentally get into the space of you feeling like, okay, I gotta feel this, I gotta nut, but at the same time, you're still trying to please that other person. So it is very a mental thing that you have to get into. We all know what 69 is. So one person goes one way, the other person goes the other way, and your genitals is in each other's mouth. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We got two more.
I like that one. And then quality time. Oh, this one's yours. Quality time. You like the boring shit. This is the Snuggly Spoon.
Thanks.
The Snuggly Spoon is a position for someone that likes quality time. Because if you like quality time, you're spooning each other and you're trying to get on a deeper level. So in this position, each of you lie on your sides facing one another. You slightly open your legs to allow your partner to penetrate. Boo.
Wow. We are not sex language shaming on here. Let's not do that. That's my AM moves.
That's your AM moves.
That's my AM. Slide a little bit over, just throw that leg up.
One of the things that you can add to it is fingers, toys, things like that. So you can get engaged, you know, facing each other. But that's for someone who likes quality time. So, yeah, Stacey, red.
I might be purple at this moment. I might not even be red anymore. I might have grabbed red. I'm fucking blue.
So the last one is physical touch. So those of you guys, your love language is physical touch. Is the grinding scissor.
Okay.
So because you already love to be touched, this is like great because you want that skin to skin contact. So you're like all about it, right? It's when you lie on your back with your partner, perpendicular, and facing you. You lie on your back and your partner is facing you perpendicular and facing you on the other side. So one's this way, one's the other way. Okay. So you place one of your legs between theirs and you drape your other leg over the hips.
So that's what girls do.
Yeah, that's like scissors.
I was like, how to put it together. I'm like, wait, that sounds very familiar. I was trying to piece it together. I'm like,
That's what girls do. I was trying to piece. It sounds very familiar.
I've had my scissor time.
Scissoring, yeah, and that's a big thing in the in when two women lesbian community where it's like,
physical touch part is like your clit physically touching another clit, and so then you orgasm a lot easier.
But also you're like very, touchy.
Baby, like the fine, take your time. I hate this.
But it also, so if a man is doing it, what's happening is your vulva is opening. So like you said, for the clitoris, it's giving that pleasure. It's almost like a double pleasure for a woman if you have the male insertion as well as your clitoris being stimulated as well. So this is a great position for someone that loves the physical touch and they are feeling like they're just gonna explode.
Scissor me, baby. Scissor me, and what was the other one that you talked about? I mean, the chairman sounds a little interesting. Scissor and chairs. Sit.
So scissor and chairs for you. Yes, I would say 69, and I'm gonna do some lotus.
Lotus flower.
I'm gonna definitely do some lotus.
All right, that was like it very sound like a sex ed class for a second. All right, so again, the different sex languages, and for anybody who wants to figure out with their partner in their sex language, definitely do so. Like, take the time to do so, and take the time to like strengthen that bond. Like, do it often, do it daily. Talk to your partner about their sex language.
Yes.
Talk about, what is going to ultimately make your pleasure in the bedroom the best for both of you.
Exactly.
It's like riding a bike. You have to practice until you get it right, and when you get it right, you graduate to a better bike. So like, just make sure you take the time to understand your partner, what they like, what you like, so that you can have a great sexual experience. So sex language number 1, again, is fun. So it's having fun, mixing the fun with the sex in the bedroom. Number 2 is desire. So making sure that that person feels pursued and wanted. It's not just about the sexual act. It's more so making sure that they feel like you want them. And then pleasure. That's the partner whose language they always want to please and learn how to please the other partner. So, pay close attention to those because they're really about the other person. You want to make sure you take care of those, please. Patience is the 4th love language. So if someone that you're dealing with is a patient love, I keep calling love language just naturally, but patience,
yes.
Language. Make sure you take time to be slow and you don't make them feel bullied. You don't make them feel like because they're not fun, they're not good enough, because then that person's ultimately going to shut down. So take your time. Practice patience. Know that it might take a little longer to get to the end result. You'll get there. And then the 5th one is acceptance and celebration. So this person wants to know and understand that you accept and you appreciate them. So celebrate them and do that during every phase. So whatever that means to you, however it resonates with you, take this back into your bedrooms and make your sex great.
Speak that language, y'all, into existence. Yes. Well, this was great.
Those of you who know me, this is so tough for me. I hate these episodes, but in all good.
And I want everybody to get off of here and go have healthy sex this evening. And comment below what position you tried or which position that you really, really enjoy. Because we'd be very interested to know. Or if there's a position that you feel like we didn't touch on, because I'm sure there's many within all of the different sex love languages, the sex languages. So we would love to know what those are as well, because maybe somebody else will try. One hand helps the other.
Absolutely, especially when you're doing the 69.
Correct. Well, one mouth helps the other for that one.
Hand and mouth, feet and toes. All right. So everybody who's watching, thank you guys for being here with us live. We do this every week. I'm Stizzo, Lisa Marie. This is Nyce Kicks. If you just tuned in, just rewind back to the beginning of the episode. It's about sex languages. So check it out. Make sure you hit the notification button so you get the notifications we're on. Like, subscribe, share the video with the friends.
All of it.
Guys, dearly. Love everybody who commented on this episode. We appreciate that more because that's what it's about. So thank you to Dapper, Racine, Tamika, Lil, Alex, and anybody that I missed. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Go have sex for me.